I'm Captain Intrigue. Let's upgrade my superhero tactical helmet and add some FPV goggles.
I am Captain Intrigue.
Be sure to stick around till the end for a special bonus where I'll show you the two previous Mark III helmet prototypes which I built. I've been field testing my tactical superhero helmet for many months now. Check out this video to see how I built it. I discovered a few minor things that needed to be upgraded. Some of the upgrades are necessary in order for me to properly install the night vision and FPV drone goggles onto the helmet. The first problem I encountered with the helmet was fogging up of the face shield when the outside air temperature was cool or whenever there was high humidity. This would sometimes create a dangerous situation when riding my electric unicycle at high speeds, since the fogging made it very difficult to see. So I added a miniature 5-volt blower fan to the faceplate which blows air upwards directly onto the face shield. This seems to keep the fogging under control. It's wired to an on-off switch on the side of the helmet so I can switch it on or off as needed. In order for me to add this fan, I had to actually rebuild the entire front of the helmet, but more on that later. I also added a GoPro Hero 5 Session camera to the helmet so that I have a helmet camera for YouTube video footage. But the biggest reason for adding the helmet cam was to document all my field testing missions so I have video evidence of everything that happens. Think of it as a dash cam for my armor. I designed and 3D printed a mount and then installed a magnet so the GoPro can be easily attached and detached magnetically. I like this camera because it's small and with a single press of the button it begins recording. If I press it again, it stops recording, so it's very simple and easy for me to use. One of the coolest modifications I made to the helmet are these new magnetic faceplate mounting sockets. The old clips were 3D printed and allowed me to snap the face shield in place and to remove it. The problem was that they were very difficult to secure while wearing the helmet and especially difficult while wearing gloves. They were also in the way of the night vision FPV goggle strap, so I decided I needed something better. I created and 3D printed a magnetic mounting socket design similar to my weapons backpack system from this video. These magnetic sockets hold the face shield securely in place and are very easy for me to latch even while wearing gloves. I also added some magnetic sockets on the top of the helmet so that the face shield can be stowed safely when I'm using the night vision FPV goggles or if I just want to remove the face shield on a hot day. Some of you had recommended that I should add a tinted or a mirrored face shield to the helmet. I tried applying window tint on the existing face shield, but I ended up with lots of tiny air bubbles that made it very difficult to see. I wasn't able to find a tinted face shield for sale, so instead I decided to purchase a mirrored polycarbonate face shield for the helmet. I cut it out using tin snips and a template so it matched the face shield perfectly. A link for the mirrored face shield is in the description below. I think it looks great, but it's similar to wearing sunglasses, so it's best to use it only on a sunny day. At night, a clear face shield provides better visibility. Another problem I encountered was that my night vision FPV goggles wouldn't fit over my eyes because they were hitting the sides and nose area of the helmet. This was a huge problem, so I had to rebuild the entire front of the helmet, and I made the clear polycarbonate face shield slightly bigger so that the goggles could easily fit on my face when the face shield was removed. I also decided to permanently connect the lower mandible to the rest of the helmet. This provided improved protection for my face and chin while riding my electric unicycle, even with the face shield removed. It also made it a lot easier to install the fan and secure its wires. An extra benefit is that it slightly improves my visual perception while wearing the helmet. Another safety feature I added was additional foam on the interior of the helmet around the cheek area. This provides more padding in the event of a crash. I also added a chin strap as another safety precaution to ensure the helmet stays securely in place if I ever do crash, although I forgot to secure the chin strap in this video. I've done a few test rides at night and I quickly realized that I needed a helmet mounted flashlight, so I designed and 3D printed one using a 3-watt bright white LED. The electric unicycle has a bright LED headlight, but the helmet flashlight will be useful for close-up work such as when I'm removing a gadget from my belt, fixing a flat on the electric unicycle, or if I'm walking on foot and just need a hands-free light source to light my way. To power the helmet, I installed a 2S 7.4 volt 1000 milliamp hour LiPo battery. I built an enclosure for it in the back of the helmet. This powers the fan, the helmet flashlight, and it will also power the future night vision camera and infrared LEDs. I also added an enclosure for the LED driver circuits that power the 3-watt flashlight and the 6-watt infrared LEDs, which I'll be adding soon. These enclosures also help to balance the helmet weight so it's stable on my head and more comfortable to wear. One of the most important parts of the helmet is the FPV goggles. FPV stands for first person view. This means that using FPV goggles, I'm able to see exactly what the drone camera is seeing. I'll be adding the drone in the next video. Choosing a set of FPV goggles to use with my Armor was a difficult task because there's no perfect solution. I considered using an analog system or building my own goggles or even using see-through LCD glasses, but I ultimately decided to go with the DJI Integra FPV goggles for a number of reasons. First, they're digital and compatible with the DJI O3 Air Unit. That Air Unit makes it very easy to add long-range FPV to any drone, plane, a ground vehicle, or even a boat. This system is said to have a range of 10 kilometers or 6.2 miles, and since it's digital, the video signal is very clear and stable. The goggles are HD and have a 1080p resolution with OLED screens, and they're very low latency. These goggles also have a built-in GPS, so they don't require a smartphone to be connected for them to work, unlike the previous version. They're also slim and lightweight, but they aren't cheap at $500. My only big complaint is that they don't have any type of video input. If they did, then it would make it very easy to connect a night vision camera, but I do have a plan for turning these into night vision goggles in a future video. To install the goggles, I built a 3D printed ledge on top of the helmet. This is where the night vision FPV goggles will be stowed when not in use. These two ledges hold the goggles securely in place and allow me to quickly pull them down over my eyes when needed. Mounting the goggles to the helmet was a lot more work than I had imagined. The goggle straps wouldn't fit around the helmet because it was too big, and the battery pack would have looked out of place and awkward even if I had modified it to fit. So I took apart the expensive DJI goggles and remounted the battery pack into a custom 3D printed enclosure, which I attached to the back of the helmet using my magnetic socket system. It was a huge undertaking to get this designed accurately, but it definitely paid off and worked great. I would have preferred to just wire the goggles into my existing helmet battery system, but there's some type of surface mount balancing circuit attached to the LiPo battery with 4 wires leading to the goggles, and I really didn't want to take a chance of wiring it up incorrectly. The goggles aren't open source, and I wasn't able to find any wiring schematics for them, so I decided to just play it safe for now and repackage everything and just use 2 separate batteries in the helmet. It's not a great solution, but it's a safe solution and it works. To attach the elastic bands, I added more magnetic sockets onto the sides of the helmet so they can be quickly and easily detached. The idea behind this modification is that I can completely remove the goggles and battery pack and swap them out for another set in the future when new versions become available, or if I just want to try a different set of goggles. It also allows me the option of adding a set of analog goggles for testing cheap RC airplane designs, which I'm now working on. Now that the FPV goggles are installed, I have a high quality, high definition digital FPV receiver and a view screen. This opens up the possibilities for lots of cool tactical accessories, so next I'll be adding a tactical drone and a night vision camera with infrared LEDs to allow me to see in the dark. I'm also considering adding an airplane drone and a remote controlled FPV ground vehicle. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below what kind of remote control accessory vehicles do you think I should build and what purpose they might serve. I'm definitely open to ideas and suggestions. In the next video, I'll be adding the drone and linking it with the goggles and a one-handed motion controller to see what it's capable of. Bonus content. I previously developed 2 other helmets for my Mark III Armor. The first helmet was made from EVA foam and some 3D printed parts. It had DIY stereoscopic night vision goggles and super hearing, but it didn't offer much trauma protection and it had no bulletproof capabilities. The stereoscopic night vision was interesting because there was a camera and a display screen over each eye, which added depth perception to the goggles, making it easier to walk and move around while wearing them. But I wasn't happy with this helmet design, so I decided to try something completely different. My second attempt utilized an off-the-shelf powered personal air filtration system. I thought this might be useful for toxic environments or for smoke exposure during firefighting, but it was too heavy, large, and awkward to wear, so I scrapped that design also. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified of more upcoming superhero content. I'm Captain Intrigue, putting the super back into superhero, one wheel at a time.